Hello again, everybody. This is emmavoid, back once more with another episode of my Heaven Will Be Mine Let's Play. Last we left off, we did some stuff alright. And we boosted our alignment with one of the groups, and I'm still really curious about how that's going to turn out. But anywho, we also have some communications. Be careful today. I'm never careful any day, so I'm serious this time. Iapetus is in the field today. I don't know where he's fighting, but you should be careful. Jeez, you worry too much. Obviously, because you give me so much to worry about. I mean, are you really worried? His ship self is actually not that scary. Not as scary as mine. As if that's a thing I was worried about. What then? Oh, ew, God, I'm not even thinking about letting our mutual ex touch me. I won't even fight him. I'll curve him the second his tide... I'll curve him the second his tides so much as tremble against my plating. Why should you worry? I don't even slightly hate him less than you do. There's no possible way you hate him more than I do, but that's not the issue. That's never the issue with him. Hating him hasn't made him any easier to deal with. We were kids, though. We're older and wiser now. LMAO. At least you are Mercury. At least you are Mercury. Hardly. Or I wouldn't be telling you. You remember how he'd just casually linger his fingers a second too long on your shoulder? In front of everyone? It was so gross. It was so gross. I loved the attention every time. It made me so smug. I loved it. It was gross. I hate him. You do love yourself not enough to not fall for it again. I definitely hate him enough to not fall for it. Do you? No, obviously. I'm still in celestial mechanics, so how do you think I feel? You're soaring. You've got a stupid idiot who loves you and you get to do research and never have to deal with him again. And with this ship self, we'll have the future. And no matter what, I'll make sure he won't. Aww. Interesting. Alright, got some new mail. Celestial Mechanics Fleet Main misfired transmission. Junk data error. Oh my god, sorry for getting back to you so late, but I was in the middle of a meeting. My phone buzzed so much the director asked me if I needed to take a call. I swear you do this on purpose. I don't think you really need feedback on your nudes that quickly. Oh. Waggle, 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 waggle. Even though, yes, they're really, really important to me, and I can't stop thinking about them or getting any of my work done, my presentation suffered greatly from my lack of focus. I expect you're prepared for a little payback, and after I sent you my schedule so that this wouldn't happen again, even. Hey, you wouldn't have asked me for my meeting times so that you could send those at me at the worst possible moment, would you? I already know the answer to that, so why don't you tell me this? Why can I never get enough of you? Aww, that's cute. Alright. So, we got some mission options here. Deep Dive. Oxygen Ocean serves as both fuel yard and terraforming engine for Ares. Perfect hiding place for the migrating Celestial Mechanics fleet. But deep down, something is reaching up for them. Oof. And 400mm Kiss. Memorial Foundation deploys a certain sniper to stop escape and resupply routes to the resisting Celestial Mechanics fleets. All Saturn needs to do is stay out of trouble. But what's the chance of that? Oh, yeah, we gotta go for that one first. No, go ahead. Take your time. We're not dying yet or anything. You know, fighting officially on Ares is a lot less fun than I was promised it would be. It's real work, Saturn. I thought that's what all of that getting back on our good side was all about. They shouldn't have done such a good job of hiding in the oxygen ocean then. You could maybe stage an attack from the Olympus ruins, but not even Cradle's Graces is precious enough to defend them. Memorial Foundation is thorough enough to watch over it. Of course, only they would be that annoying. There's recent activity there, and they want an investigation. They're just being paranoid. That's a stupid plan, and they're only sending someone there to waste their time chancing we're dumb. Or baiting us. Would they really send their ace if that was the case? Wait, that old Memorial Foundation warhorse, you mean? Why didn't you tell me the most important part first? Coordinates, now, please! Saturn, I really hope you're not actually... Yeah, I'm feeling like, Command is right, actually. That area needs some really thorough investigation, just to be sure. What's with the sudden enthusiasm? It's really not... No, wait, it's exactly like you. When you said you fought off the Merecrisium pilot, what were you actually doing? I don't know what you're talking about, Mercury. I was so dutiful and brought this back in one piece, so that means I won, so don't worry about it. Why are you like this? I love their facial expressions. Saturn gets no-scoped by Lunaterra, or gets a point-blank encounter. Again, for this first playthrough, I think we're going to stick with the loyal outcomes. The balance shifts because Saturn moved and Lunaterra couldn't. Got you. She does. Saturn is as good as already down. But so is Lunaterra. Got you too. Pure spite got Saturn this far, and it will get her even farther. She takes aim and fires. Lunaterra, perfectly still for the perfect shot, is perfectly unable to get out of the way in time. Saturn's string of pearls is laid out flat on her back, creaking and twitching, and Lunaterra's Merecrisium falls from her sniper spot like a burning star. Lunaterra wakes up first, but her flight unit is shot. It's hard to hide a ship that can't fly in a city, but the Merecrisium is full of unfair tricks. Shooting her down is just the beginning. You have to catch her next. That's alright with Saturn. She's at her best when everyone is in the dirt. When she wakes up, she's ready. She might be in worse shape than Lunaterra, but worst shape is her best. String of Pearls skirts along the half-constructed city with the shape of ruins and the pristine finish of plastic toys still in their boxes, looking for the hole Lunaterra's nestled in and dodging her shots of protest. Reboot took longer than I thought, but ready or not, here I come. Hey, come out, come out, come out! You almost got me the last time you poked your head out to shoot. Try again. Aw, come on, I'm not babbling to trick you or anything. I'm just having a great time here. I'd love it if you'd stop making me feel like I'm just talking to myself. I can hear you just fine, Saturn. What? This isn't exciting enough? I guess that's why you're the ace pilot, LT. I need to have you on the ropes to taunt you and dodge at the same time. Ear-splitting crash. Impossible to tell which direction the shot came from. The cover around Saturn explodes. I'm an ace because I keep my priorities straight. That's not what I've heard. What have you heard? That keeping your priorities straight is the thing that you're the worst at. That it is pretty much your most obvious weak point. Maybe they don't know what my priorities are. Is getting shot down by an idiot with no combat expertise high on your priority list? The building next to Saturn explodes. Is missing all the time high on your priority list? You really are a brat. Is getting harassed constantly by flirtatious brats high on your priority list? You're really on your toes today. I can't hit you with anything. Yeah, I'm having fun too. What a mess. I don't know why I'm laughing about it, or having so much fun. I'm glad you think so. It's a funny kind of date, if you put it that way. If this fighting is just play fighting, then keep playing with me. You should be careful though. You never know what I might try next. I've got so many plans for dragging you out in the sun. Like what? Are they working on me? Of course. Stop underestimating me. I'm executing several plans as we speak. You're not at all ready, Lunaterra. I'm not giving you any way out. You're not going to at least give me a hint? I'm at a disadvantage here. You can't trick me into giving it all away. But maybe you're right. Maybe I should be generous and let you know just a hint. About one plan. You're generous. You should know this, but winning isn't my highest priority. It won't mean that I'm easy, though. Hey, we do think alike. At least on the first half of that. If you love winning, the stalemate of this whole conflict would bore you to tears. All that's left in space are second-choice pilots who suck at things like winning, no matter how good they are. I'm the second choice, but I'm the pilot that's here right now, and no one else would have thought of the plan I did. Oh? I'm a second choice too, or I wouldn't be here. It's that great a plan. Really? You? No, it's not just a good plan. It's not a good plan. It's just that no one else would do it, because I'd have to be a freak to try to catch you on foot. First choice would never be sent to space in the first place. That does sound like a crazy plan to me. What would you even do if you found me, assuming I'm standing still? I know it sounds like I'm showing off, but I couldn't beat you in a fair fight, so anything else is in my favor, right? Maybe it's the only way around that ghost ship of yours, and how much of a genius you are. I can track any ship that I've hit once. I also have many ways of being so hidden you could never find me. You're right, but you haven't used them. Maybe not. Also, did you know that your Mare Crisium has a manual bypass for opening the cockpit? Yes. Oh good, but I'll knock anyway. A gentle hiss of pressure and the cockpit opens. Hi. You look a little different. Not nearly so smug. And you look a lot different. I remember you now. You were such a good girl. I never would have thought that was you. You're smiling, Lunaterra. Did something good just happen? You must really trust me to come unarmed. Why should I need to be? I win. I'd say I'm pretty dangerous just like this. You think of everything. Never mind. You do look infuriatingly smug for someone I just beat. Step away from the controls. Sure. I'm not laughing at you. I'm impressed. You know, even in a fake fight you have no respect for, no one takes me this seriously. I'm the Memorial Foundation ace, but just by default, after the good ones left. So I don't mind losing to you, since you think I'm so cool. Lunaterra kneels by the controls, hands up. They're still in reach. Saturn climbs the open hatch. No sudden movements, and I don't think they're cool. What do you want now? My ship? Me? They're both useless. I'll decide that. I don't need your ship out of commission. I'm going to be much cooler than you very soon, and then I'll beat you sort of fair and square, but maybe I should reprogram this ship to be absolutely sure. Lunaterra whips her around so fast Saturn's pinned down in the cockpit seat before she can tell how it happened. Sorry, but touching there isn't allowed. So, then where is touching allowed? You are absolutely much more dangerous without a gun. LT's hand is on Saturn's collar, and her other on Saturn's wrist. Saturn slips her free hand down LT's arm. So, how about here? That's fine. What about here? I won't stop you. You don't mind if I touch your face, but you won't let me touch your ship. Some places on the ship are fine. Some places on me are fine. Which do you want to know right now? Is this... Damn it. So how's unbuttoning my shirt going? It's harder than it looks at that angle with just one hand, huh? Just make out with me, you heinous bitch. Lunaterra had this idea, but instead she forgets it. She finds she's let her grip go slack, and Saturn's nearly leapt out of the chair to kiss her. That thought is a little surprising, but her body made the right call in the moments in between when she was too busy overthinking it. Saturn seems a little mad about that smug face Lunaterra is making and bites Lunaterra's lip as they kiss. It doesn't encourage Lunaterra to stop being like that. This is absolutely insane. Are you kidding? What could possibly be a better use of your time? Don't tell me a duty is why you're fighting out here, or you would have stopped me before I opened the hatch. You're not just here for fun. You're not doing this just because there's no point in your killing time before the war collapses one way or another. Obviously. I can be sure and still make out with you. Would it disappoint you if I wasn't? Oh, don't make that face. I can tell it would. That's good, though. I feel the same way. I wouldn't have let you flirt if that's just all you were. How can you be sure? Looks like I know something you don't. Even if it's just one thing. I'm always the last to know. You always make it seem like you know what you're doing. I'm just acting on instinct. My body knows what to do. Then you should be asking her. She'll know just what to do. Oof. So that sure was a thing that happened. The captain told me to thank you for the data stream. You're very welcome. Do you have new results for me? Yes, I'll encrypt them. Thank you, you're the best. I guess there's no point in asking what you want them for. How afraid should I be? I'm just trying to fulfill our mission, Mercury. You know that. I'm going to tell him you're as inscrutable and petulant as ever. Aw, please, I don't want your hubby to hate me. Why do you always call Ganymede the captain anyway, lol? Because some of us have a sense of discretion. Aw, Captain's pet is so well behaved. You're one to talk, Saturn. You're going to end up at the pound one of these days if you go through any more superior officers. No, it's cute. You both tidily locked that quick. You're making all the lesbians jealous. Then act like it, Saturn. And I will not apologize for locking it down. I've had my fill of being a pet. I don't really want to be a pet either. Maybe you're learning to love yourself. What I'd like is to be a toy. That's even worse. No, it's better. Plastic and metal can be molded into any kind of shape. You can smooth over and change whatever you want. You only have to accept the interface you're designed for. A toy never gets to do anything. It just sits there looking pretty. Mercury, what do you think I want? Don't you love how our ship selves evoke so much, just by being plastic in the silhouette of a human? These beam weapons are my fingertips. This chassis is my tits. But they're also beam weapons and impenetrable chassis. They can shred the plastic all they want, but they can't touch me. Plastic can't get hurt. But you still can be, don't forget. People fawn over objects. They worship them. I want to be the product they obsess over. I thought you were tired of getting thrown away. I'm not for individual retail sale. Look, don't touch. One of a kind, not sold in stores. Mercury is just so sick of her shit. Alright, what else we got? Annual Academy student rating, Colony Server Force Extraction, Memorial Foundation Space Academy Archives. I won't rate them, they're still learning. Given this, Halimede is underperforming based on the expectations that you set out for her. I told you the projections were commonly divorced from reality, repeatedly, for this very reason. The authority she may have wielded on Earth means nothing up here. I should add, because I know you will forget it as early as is convenient, that she is performing very highly compared to her peer group in the specific areas that you seem to consider so highly. Yes, even compared to your Generation 1 aces. She has the potential to surpass them, so stop asking if she's surpassed the top 1 yet. I'd prefer to keep those two as separate as possible for interpersonal reasons. Halamede is too competitive and easily impressed to not make me worry about placing her in close contact to the number one ace. Your attempts to put those two in the same room has not gone unnoticed by me. Do you just love drama, Iapetus? Or is there something else you believe is more important than the health of our pilots? Interesting. Nick's final resignation, Memorial Foundation Evidence Locker, Special Counsel for the Prosecution of Dr. Nix. In these moments, nothing is more painful than being patronized, but you couldn't even spare me that. I can't understand why you thought me to be that naive, though. I really did know. They thought a world where their children were together and free and could write their own futures sounded wonderful. We didn't even get close for them to understand that's not what they wanted. I knew it from the start. I regret only that I didn't get further before they noticed. You were asking for my resignation, but there's nowhere else for me to go, and there's nowhere else for those children to go either. I won't let you have them, and I won't let you crush them back into their earthly shapes. What you're asking instead is for me to declare war, so I will do so, and we will see if the Earth's tides are truly powerful enough to crush the new humanity you rejected. Oof. Interesting. So sounds like that's, all the folks from, what's it called? I know the word. I have it right here. Celestial Mechanics. All the ones who, did not want to go back. Alright, well, back to that deep dive mission then. Saturn, what are you doing? Disabling all comms and the diving supports and... Oh, you're still here! I thought I cut this channel too. Well, I should go ahead and shut it. Don't you dare cut me off. You can listen if you promise not to whine, or stop me. I will do no such thing, and you cannot make a deal with me. I am simply stating a fact, not making an argument. Ugh, just why, Saturn? Why are you such an incorrigible, petulant nightmare? After you were probationally forgiven for doing a very good job of not getting String of Pearls ruined or captured, and Command even decided to give you the job of sparking the gravity engine that will take our fleet back to the native sphere. I would think you wouldn't be so into pressing your luck recklessly. But everyone except for you is so annoying. They're annoying because whatever is causing the tidal interference from the bottom of the oxygen ocean is almost certainly that Cradle's Grace's weapon, and they have no reason to believe you're going to be loyal. Every single second of the day you are horrid and undisciplined, and your brief periods of obedience only seem to exist to throw everyone off later. I mean... If you want me to cover for you, you have to play along a little. Why are you like this? Years of encouragement and grooming, followed by abandonment and neglect. You know that. Same as you. And same for that pilot you're after, too. Is that why? In a different way, but I think so. Enemy or not, I want to talk. I think I'm getting somewhere. And I'm not going to get to talk if you're all interfering. What if she doesn't want to just talk? Then you'll really appreciate me cutting the cables before she pulls all of you down here with me. Why is it so important anyway? You'll really jeopardize the whole operation for that? What? You don't think I have my own cunning master plan? It's way better than his. Supposedly nothing can stop the Krun Makula. Is it better to find out if that's true sooner than later? Fighter or talk, which is it? How are they any different? Anyways, don't worry when the connection accidentally breaks. I'll be fine. Promise. And you will be too. Alright, so what do we got? Share a secret moment deep down, or get in a tug of war above the waves. Interesting. Alright, well, we're still sticking with loyal for now. The balance shifts because Pluto tugs and Saturn yields. The oxygen ocean is a peaceful place, because everything about it destroys everything else. You can enjoy complete privacy under the curtain of the oxygen steam, Drink all the fuel and air you want, and no vessel can survive the temperature and pressure conditions below. You can float as long as you want, or until your hull turns brittle and breaks, or your organic components oxidize and explode. Celestial Mechanics has covered their wayward pilot's machine in temporary armor layers to seal out the unknown interference of gravity and seeping oxygen. The additional temporary armor layers might not be necessary, but they also might be. The Celestial Mechanics fleet tenders lower the string of pearls in slowly, just to make absolutely sure. It feels wonderfully cold, like a spare blanket taken from the attic in winter. Pluto is there, deep, deep down, and when Saturn slips in, she feels the ripples, as if they were on opposite ends of the same, perfectly still pool. The feeling is wonderful. Saturn's surprised that that's true. How do you know that? Wait, who is you? How do I know what? Saturn, who are you talking to? We're asking for confirmation to lower you. Yeah, I've been ready. Sorry, I got distracted. Oh man, Pluto does really interesting meta stuff, and I love it. It's so cool. You must be if you're apologizing. There's someone down there. She's speaking to me. No, she's trying to eat me alive. Or maybe it's really hard to tell the difference. Awesome. It's familiar. I'm so stoked. Take me down. The ocean boils wherever she touches it, even with the external equipment. There's no way to rely on sight, and the paramagnetic influence is too erratic for sensors to process. She can only feel her way, for both of them. The cable to your left is extremely important. It's the only way we have of communicating and monitoring your situation. Uh-huh. So you'll need to be extremely careful with it. Are you listening? Yes, but not to you. Shh. There's definitely someone here. Lower me. It's reaching out. Saturn feels funny. Something's not quite right. Like something's watching her. It's like someone's watching me. But it's also not like someone's watching me. It's like something's watching her, but something isn't watching her. It's touching me. Something is touching Saturn. Its hands see her, and they also speak. It's saying something. The ocean ripples with boredom. It's really boring down here. But what else is Pluto going to do? Some girls get stuck with the worst jobs. But I've got to do it. With nothing to do but send insinuations through the narration. So are you coming or what? I've got her again. Tidal spike detected. Mass gravity alert. Lower me further. Saturn, we're pulling you out. No, not just yet. Hi, Saturn. Hi, Mercury. Sorry, I'm borrowing her for a little bit. Saturn's cockpit floods with alarm lights in an imminent high-intensity gravity event, but it's too late. A string of pearls discharges its electromagnetic field and delicately breaks off the winch. Saturn, what are you... The string of pearls cleanly slices off the left communication wire in the pulley system. The silence of the oxygen ocean reminds her of a sensory deprivation tank. What a good girl. Hey, don't praise me like that. I wanted to speak to you again. Damn it, I cut both wires. Even ship-to-ship comms are down. Saturn, can you hear me? Would you hear me if I spoke with this ship? It's been such a long time since anyone could hear it. Pluto's tidal reactor pulses slowly. The thrum feels like it's coming from everywhere. Oh, I get it. You want to talk with gravity? Well, I'm not some miracle child, even though they tried very hard to make me as good as you. Saturn's reactor, an anxious little ball, is getting just so fed up with this. It's frustrating to not be understood. Would you know what that's like? You don't know how much I know. But I believe in you. If Saturn moves too much, she might forget what direction up is. The sensory deprivation of the ocean takes everything away. But she has to remember that's not true. I don't believe you, but I'm trying. Oh, she's trying. Of course I'm trying. Come on, where am I? Ugh, I hate people playing hard to get. I believe in you, but you gotta work for it. I can't do it, sorry, but I'm cheating. The string of pearls electrotoxin shoots through the ocean. Like a bolt of lightning, it reaches out because it's attracted to you. It seeks the path of least resistance, looking for something that wants to respond. What it really does is run along the boundaries, theoretical and real. There's a place where the boundary between one thing and another is weakest, and it runs along the boundary until it finds it, and then it connects the two. Why is she doing that? Oh, it's what you're used to. Good at seeing weak spots. I've got a lot. Can you find them? You can do it if you try. Maybe you need a little push. It's like there's nothing. Not a single crack. Don't say you're not perfect. Don't make me do all the work. The pressure is overwhelming. But it's overwhelming for Pluto, too. The Krun Makula is like a little star, gushing matter and condensing it into an engine of light over and over. It was modeled after a theory of the Big Bang, after all, made in secret on the planet Hades, on the boundary between what is human and what is not. It's a fragile boundary. You can touch it, but be careful. This takes me back. Which is not fucking fair. Are you doing that on purpose? Always taking me back to unpleasant pasts? Is it taking you back? Sorry. But we can't help it. It's the first thing beneath our surfaces. It's hard for me too. It takes Saturn back to her first implant series, when they took the most special children they could find and tried to cheat them into being even more special. Bypass all the work and care that had gone into the third generation pilots and kick them directly into humanity's next stage. Cheating, you should know, felt good. It felt wrong in a good way. It felt good in a way that felt obscene. It felt bad, like she was getting more than she deserved. They chose her, but she felt like she played a trick on them, like she lied and got candy for it. They knew there was nothing special about her, and then they gave her the most special thing. If they knew how special it was, and how much she didn't earn it, they would have given it to someone else. But they didn't. Even when they threw her away, she never forgot how that felt. Why is it always like this? Oh, baby. It takes Pluto back to when she was learning how to be a person. In space, they decided they would start over without assumptions. Humanity would be protected by the most human children they could make. No matter how badly she did, no matter how much she wasn't up to how perfect they wanted, they never gave up on her. That was the worst part. She wished so much they would give up. It was so hard. She just wanted to be the mess she really was, and they wouldn't let her. She knew with her whole heart what she was supposed to be. She had it memorized, and she could never make it leave her body, become the things she did and the person she was. They let her be whatever she wanted, and she wasn't strong and smart and pretty enough to be it. Oof. Both of them remember, reaching through the wall to one on the other side, wishing so hard to hold hands it feels like you really are. Your two pebbles dropped in the pond, but your ripples touching are enough. No one knows, and even the two of you almost don't. Never say it out loud. Never think it out loud. It sounds so sad when you put it like that. Why? Don't show me things that stop making me jealous. Oh, you caught me. You're touching me. I can hear you through the contact link. You got me that good, and that's what you have to say? You're the one who got me. You did it. You found me. You're clever. It's amazing. You don't need to flatter me. I won't feel better. I'm not. You better. I promise. Why am I so scared and you're so not? That's just me. Sorry I'm like this. Well, you can flatter me a little. You're a little needy, aren't you? Didn't you say I just had you? You do. You can do whatever you want now. Why did you do this? You came after me, so it's only fair I came after you. Don't say it's only fair. Say I'm amazing and important and you came after me specifically. You're totally not needy, huh? Give me a better answer. I want to know why it's me. I don't have one. There are so few of us left. I've got to cling to everyone. But I love that you're scared and you believe anyway. I think you're one of the only people who can make something change. And there's no time left. Is that a proposal? To join your side? Yeah. What if I refuse? Then give a good reason for me to join you. You're even more impulsive than me. You can start to see why I fight, can't you? The way I'm starting to see why you do. Show me something important, and I'll be yours too. But you're definitely not going to go quietly, are you? Nope. If I let you go, will you promise to not crush yourself and me and literally everything? This time, you mean? Yeah. I think I can do that. Say hi to Mercury for me. I'll see you again soon, baby. Oof. September 12th, 1963. That's when the first and last artificial colony of the native sphere was completed, in a tranquil bowl of stable gravity at Lagrange Point 5. As the front line against existential threats, a training facility for a generation of humans adapted to fight in space. As a colony environment with the life, gravity, and culture necessary for human beings to live, thrive, die, and be born. With the hope that peace on Earth would reign if we won this war in heaven. Without pressure, water boils off our tongues, and we dissolve into component parts. Without culture, we forget the shapes we're supposed to have and turn inside out into something else. Out of necessity, we created a pressurized environment, exerting enough gravitational pressure to maintain cohesion, all senses in space, a ship's self to ferry us through the world. They function only in places where the gravity of humans is too light to sustain existence. It was doomed from the start. Of course they were jealous. Of the humans the Earth no longer wanted, flying on zero-G wings. Dr. Nix, Executive Director, Memorial Foundation Existential Expansion. Oof. July 29th, 1958. That's when the Memorial Foundation Internal Executive Committee was granted international authority in the spirit of unified human peace and the verified presence of an existential threat outside of the solar system to establish a cultural, military, and scientific response to existential threats. No longer confined to Earth, a growing native sphere where our gravity reigns forever. Safety, research, and expansion, the three pillars of Memorial Foundation's space branch will protect Earth from without as it has from within. Free from the old world's gravity, it would be possible to advance science, art, and culture without constraint, and join hands, all of Earth, finally unified. For Memorial Foundation, protecting humans from other humans through peace on Earth, and protecting humans from everything else through war in heaven, would fulfill both of our agendas simultaneously. We really, foolishly decided we could do better. There are two errors to this approach. The first is that to do better in heaven is meaningless if it cannot be exported to Earth. The space program was never rejected by the surface. It simply did not have enough relevance to sustain interest. The second error is the intrinsic error of Memorial Foundation. The existential threat is intrinsic to humanity. You can fight it, but you cannot cut it out. The designation of alien is required by humans. You cannot trick an existential threat into a convenient manifestation. As it has always been, only humans can fulfill the criteria to be alien. Europa, Chief Officer, Memorial Foundation... Chief Officer! You know, I get a little while into these videos sometimes and my mouth just stops working. Give me a moment. Okay. That should be a bit better. Europa, Chief Officer, Memorial Foundation Existential Safety. Cool. January 2nd, 1980. That's when they blew up the Lagrange colony. It was a real shame. It was a green, wet, and very peaceful place. And now it's a very cold, green, wet, and very unsettling place. It's where we did a lot of legitimately incredible things, like create sustainable tidal reactors, new culture, experiments with human bodies and human development, manufacture self-sufficient alter egos for space exploration, and did everything other than successfully combat the unknowable existential threat. Earth and the Memorial Foundation's surface considers that a failure, but in truth, they're just not trying hard enough. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not. Humans cannot make whatever they imagine come true. Through imagining, humans chart out what is true. They invent, with human effort, what exists. If an existential threat doesn't exist, we just have to make one. But of course it doesn't work like that. Nothing could be more difficult than creating something alien. Our only reference points are human, so the idea of something alien is unimaginable, because we cannot imagine outside of those terms. There's a certain degree of misunderstanding needed for humans to successfully classify something as alien. But before they blew it up, we got very close. Iapetus, Executive Director, Memorial Foundation Existential Research. Hey, Iapetus, we know that guy. Oof. OS root core reformatting 67% complete. Awaiting flight path input. Forcibly extracting coordinates. Flight path passes through former pilot training school Lagrange colony. Receiving new mission assignments. Error blocked from ship self side. Scan virus, extract. 3 viruses detected and deleted. You have new mission assignments. Reclaim tidal reactor from colony core before Memorial Foundation. Prevent theft of entire colony by Cradle's Graces. They're just gonna steal the entire thing. Accept orders? LMAO. Accepted! Normalizing gravitational slingshot effect. Prepare for immediate launch to Lagrange colony. Cool! Cool. Oof. Yeah, we've certainly made progress. 50%. Alright. Don't make it sound like I hate following command any less than you. Don't worry. I would never doubt that. Hey, Mercury. Why are you still with Celestial Mechanics? Why are you? If you still are, that is. You're the one who can choose. Mercury. Oh, don't. If you hadn't hijacked String of Pearls, you'd be here like me, waiting. To see if it's true, then we can be what comes after being human. I don't want that for you. I certainly don't trust or believe in Celestial Mechanics or Iapetus, but wasn't that the worst part? Even after he decided we weren't good enough to be the chosen pilots, neither of us left. He knew we wouldn't leave, because we already wanted it too much. Do you still want that more than anything else? I don't know. I know what I don't want, and it's to have nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for what? Coming to space, going to the academy, never having a chance to fight in the Cold War, not having a say either way, falling stupidly for the worst man alive. I'm counting on you, Saturn, to give me something better than just the same Earth we left. You never have to worry about that. I have only the highest ambitions for us. Those girls you're flirting with better have a decent future for us, is all I'm saying. Sure, fine, okay. Only if it's a really good one. If nothing else, I'll make sure that he doesn't get the future he wanted. Any future but the future he wants is good. Give me and Ganymede a good place, and wherever and whenever it is. Alright. Nyx's resignation. Part 2. Nyx, you fundamentally misunderstood the purpose of pursuing the dream of space. I never sought to correct you. After all of the great things you have accomplished are the result of that misunderstanding. You believed that your dream, so universally loved, was loved because we wanted it to come true. This was not the case, of course, even though I think the Memorial Foundation truly believed that they wanted the same as you. But as the tides of Earth turn, they realized in their own hearts that they are not the forefront of humanity's change, but slaves to its whims. To protect human culture means to always be at its beck and call, no matter what it becomes, and their dream is one of overwhelming power that will unlock the last mysteries and cement our authority forever. What your children achieved with freedom from gravity, we will have the power to determine on our own. I hope you understand the depths of my gratitude to you for exploring these ideas, that they might one day belong to us. Iapetus. Interesting. Student research records on Mercury. Of all the Gen 3 pilots, Mercury is far and away the one best suited to actually be a pilot, to the degree I'd be terrified of giving that position to any other one of Iapetus' nightmare brats. So there's absolutely no chance that he'll be assigned, of course. He really is trying to maximize. What I want to impress, however, is that Mercury is still someone Iapetus chose personally for the pilot role when he served himself during the Cold War. Alongside the current second-tier candidate, Saturn, Mercury used to be a lot different, which is obvious. A lot of our pilots used to be a lot different, for reasons only space can explain. I think reducing it to Mercury's personal stake is as incomplete a reading as it would be for any of the other pilots in Celestial Mechanics. Some of them even know exactly what they're doing. Mercury most of all. I don't think he has petulant grudges against humanity. He's just very critical. So for a while, Mercury was the first choice. But obviously that wasn't the case when Saturn took over. Alright, what do we got for our next moves? Becoming stars. Lagrange colony is an uninhabitable husk, but Cradle's Graces still clings to it, quite literally. Pluto's dream might collapse under its own weight, or crush Saturn under it. Deeper cuts. In the Garden District, closest to the malfunctioning and broken tidal reactor that kept the colony together, time and space aren't quite right. It's a perfect place for a real fight. How deep under Lunaterra's skin do you think she can get? I like this game a lot. It's really good. Let's get at least one more mission in. This place. Oh, no, that was Mercury. This place. You don't feel like seeing home again? Oh, come on. Don't tell me you don't have any fond memories of the Academy. I do, despite myself, and that's why I don't have any wish to see it like this. A ruined garden that only reminds us how weak the gravity of this whole venture really was compared to Earth. Not to mention, it was all for something completely worthless, too. Wait, now you're grumbling about a mission? This is historic. The Lagrange reactor is just a hollow shell, and there's barely any advantage to have in getting it. This better be a trap to use you as bait to get Memorial Foundation off our trail. Oh no, what a terrible trap to fall in. More flirting, I see. Is it unbearable? Yes, extremely. Are you really still getting nowhere with her? What are you talking about? I think you said you were going to crack her open and peel her shell, but I don't think you have. You don't know anything. Shh. I'm completely and utterly correct then. She's highly evasive. Point blank or sniper shot, I can't seem to hit her. Your type, I see. Shut up! I got the Academy's most notorious heartbreaker to look like an idiot at me, so I win, so shut up. She's even stupider than I thought she was. But she's not as stupid as me. Ugh, you're the one with your guts all over the place. Oh, just... fine. I'm frustrated, alright? But it's not because I'm not getting anywhere, or because I even care. Alright, this time I'm done playing. Happy? If there's anything there, or if she's just metal all the way through, I'm going to find out. If she is that boring, I'll never forgive her, but I'm coming back with guts this time. Huh. Fight for real in a fun way. Favors Memorial Foundation. Or, quote-unquote, fight for real in a fun way. Like I said, I already decided that I'm going with the loyal options this time, even though that's seeming more and more like a bad idea, because Iapetus seems awful, and I don't want us to, like, actually help him. But... ooh. A surprise attack isn't very sporting. Don't be jealous just because I got mine off first. You've got a wound on me, in the Lagrange reactor shell. That's not good. That's not a good enough deal. No way. In fact, apologize. Hiding so I can't surprise you again is so unfair, Lunaterra. Let me bully you some more. I'll pass. Are you sure? You sure you don't want to get bullied? See if you can find me first. You like cat and mouse games, don't you? You want to try it again? I won't let you just play a game this time. Can you find me even when I'm serious? Then I'll get serious. Lunaterra hides in the Garden District, the one part of the colony she has no memories of. The Garden District doesn't have any trees or flowers or plants. It's not that kind of garden. A garden for the children meant to inherit space. Not like Lunaterra, who came in the first generation, teenagers too old and too molded by Earth's gravity to inherit the cosmos. The second generation was raised here, in the light of the colony's center, the Lagrange tidal reactor Lunaterra remembers like the sun, with the hope that they would grow freely in the lightest of gravity, free of Earth's weight. Lunaterra is the one holding the useless shell of the reactor now. Even broken and useless, LT doesn't feel comfortable holding it. It's an unpleasant, untrustworthy object, and it feels wrong to hold. But it was made by people. It was made by people, but it doesn't seem like it was. It's a fake, but it's unsettlingly close to what celestial mechanics eventually intended it to be when they seized control of the reactor, before the conflict broke out. Something not made by humans. If it's so useless, why don't you just give it back? You can tell what I'm thinking, huh? Or read between the lines. Just like Pluto, but different. Something I still can't understand. You've been playing with her too, haven't you? I sure have. Jealous? Of which of us, though? Both. I could never read the story like you both. I'm straightforward. That's not even a little true. You're being way too stingy with the narration. Narration? You can't perceive space-time as a story? A narration spun out of the ambient gravity of humans, telling you about everything that is if you can listen? You can't see how obviously your envy is bleeding out and everywhere, can you? I'm slipping, huh? Letting out more than I thought. But see why I'm jealous. I don't know anything about what you mean. I wish I could speak that language. Yeah, it's amazing. You should really be sad you don't speak it. I just have this absence. Your impression on the narrative is something like spilled whiteout, a gushing ocean of bleach, which is a pain in the ass for someone like us. You also have a habit of acting too fast to get caught up in the story, especially when it's not going your way. 3 times faster than the story knows what to do with. That's how. You are different than Pluto. She would swell into the atmosphere, but you slowly bleed into the spaces between the lines. I can feel you seeping through, blurring the lines between one and the other. What is it you're after? Curious? Then stop hiding. The rain-slicked streets are looking more and more the same. The weather is malfunctioning, and the moisture regulator is shot. And the flailing gravity is doing strange things, playing strange tricks. Merecrisium's feet are wet. She's afraid. She's falling right into a trap that feels like it's in every direction at once. You can't trick me. Lunaterra dodges at the last seconds, or was never there. If Saturn bleeds into the narrative, then Lunaterra's trick is having a real habit of interrupting the story just when it's getting good. Good thing she'll never know how much Saturn and Pluto think that's cool. I have eyes too, Lunaterra. Don't think gravity alone is enough. Saturn swipes again. Lunaterra wouldn't be hit by such a thing, but she isn't ready for the dripping, sparkling neuro-lightning. She misjudges the distance, the unsureness of gravity. Merecrisium sparks and bleeds from her left arm. Lunaterra swings her spear, crushes the string of pearls to the ground. It crumples, then darts away, lost in the mist. Saturn's worse off, but her machine will fix itself, and the poison in Merecrisium's systems is only getting worse. You almost got me, but not quite. Is your game off a little today, Lunaterra? I thought you were going to be serious. You're going to have to do a lot better than that if you want to see me serious. You're misunderstanding? I'm going to cheat. You're the one who has to take this seriously. How's that arm feeling? Still sparking? Still gooey? It doesn't take that much, you know. Have you been cleaning your system regularly? What kind of fight are you looking for? A one-sided fight where you try your hardest and still lose. Looking for payback? What? No, who cares about that? It's for you. Because you love getting owned. You're never holding back. There's no way I can beat you. You're even stronger than any story anyone's told about you. You always win and no one touches you. If ship cell fights were life and death, that'd make you a genius. But they're not. They're made in the image of plastic toys to fight like plastic toys, so that makes you an idiot for not playing along and being honest. You'll save a lot of time if you give in and say I'm right now. If you beat me for real, that'll be all the answer you need. Stoic to the last, but that's great. Your holding out on me is actually kind of delicious. When's the story going to tell me what's happening? When are you going to let me hear about all that static in your joints, the trembling in your mask, your slackening grip? I'm on the edge of my seat waiting to know. Lunaterra knows that it's true. Saturn can't sense where she is at all, but she knows immediately that Lunaterra knows she knows. Tell me about that, and I promise, without any hate or fear, I'll listen. You don't believe me, but I promise I won't laugh or hurt you. I can't see you, so you can escape if you want. I'll let you keep that little ball even, and the poison will wear off. But I want to see. Do you want to show me? The Merecrisium crashes to the ground, skids along the wet streets of the colony. Her legs give out, and her arms are too weak to catch her fall. String of Pearls lands gently, surprisingly, but that's what these ships are meant to do. They're meant to land gently. Even the electrotoxins are tingly, not painful, in a warm, numbing sort of way, like licking a battery with every part of your body. There's no way that Lunaterra can stand up. As soon as she lets it all in, she falls in a mess, totally defeated. Oh, wow. You really did it. You got so quiet. You're so well trained. You're the big strong ace, but you shut down so quickly. You really can't deal with me at all. Why is that? Didn't you say you weren't going to bully me? I'm showing all possible restraints. You really did make it hard. I thought you were kinda cool. You really acted like you knew what you were doing. Even though you were so scared. Leave me alone. Oh no, baby, but you love this. You're looking forward to it. I can see right through you. These ships are meant to touch. If you never lose, you never let anyone in. Thinking of this as losing at all is actually kind of sad. You want to give this all up and drag me home? Are you really sure? Lunaterra, you really ought to not lie to me so much. This smug, untouchable Lunaterra that I used to hate, she's so boring. But the you that you don't want anyone else to see, that's a much better you. That's the you I want to see. Lunaterra is conscious of her own breath, of the unconscious pulsing rhythm of her ship's self, which trembles, and not just from the electrotoxins. She really can't move in any sort of effective way, but what she's feeling isn't fear or even helplessness. It's anticipation, as if she thought that she trusted Saturn as much as anyone else. Not at all. Now that she has no choice, she's surprised. She trusts Saturn so much, even knowing exactly what she wants to do. Saturn plucks the broken reactor out of Maricrisian's hands and tosses it away like trash. And I will. Now that I have the power to peel your skin off and see it. I'm really happy. I never thought I'd finally get to see you like this, even though you're letting me. Little secrets just for me that the narration will never tell. For you only. So only I get to see you twitching and helpless. No one else knows. Not telling. But it's just for you, so keep it ambiguous. Got it. I could be straddling you and pinning you. That's certainly possible. But not for certain. I'm not saying anything definite. You've got it. Thank you. I've got my pride. Yeah? Your pride? Tell me about that. It's worth a lot to me. Then I'm worth even more, right? Oof. Well then. Saturn, I would love it. Just love it. Yeah? If you messed everything up this time. Is this reverse psychology? Did I really reduce you to that? I'm a little impressed by your persistence in nagging me, but now I'm feeling like I pushed you to your limit. Shut up. As always, I am serious. Messing things up is literally the only thing in the world no one has ever needed to specifically tell me to do. And you keep yelling at me when I do. I've been looking into Iapetus's work on the Aversion Project. Oh. How much do you know? More than you know. Of course, it was always suspicious that Iapetus decided to support us. He was very insistent in his interest in taking humanity to the next stage. As if that is why any of us wanted to connect with a so-called existential threat. People who already had everything on Earth couldn't possibly understand. They just want even more for themselves. That's what I thought too. Iapetus's plan is very attractive to certain factions in Memorial Foundation. Certain factions in Memorial Foundation really liked the days when humanity was united against the existential threat. Except, aliens aren't real. Okay, they're an nth-dimensional shadow cast by the gravitational impression of human culture in space-time, but that makes them a few shades sort of real and much less dangerous than their cousins on Earth. And even those are so weak, kids with radios can take them out. Anyways, Pluto wiped them out. That was the whole plan. Since humanity doesn't care about them anymore, they'd never expect that we would find a way to avert our tidal reactors and become the aliens ourselves. The only alien is what is alien to us, and that's fundamentally humanity. We're aliens to ourselves. F times X equals that which is human that humans are not. And Iapetus isn't going to give up everything he has for that. You think he's lying about wanting to? I think he's lying about himself wanting to. I think he's happy to let us complete the project and go home. Because he'll have exactly what he and the rest of humanity is longing for. A scapegoat. Someone to be an alien humanity could guiltlessly fight against. Yes. I'm fine with abandoning Earth. It hasn't given me anything. But not on his terms. Not ever. Don't worry, Mercury. I've got a plan. No matter what, it won't go his way. Interesting. Alright. Ganymede Intercept, do not read Saturn. Bridge Information Officer Mercury. Oh, we gotta, though. I'm completely uninterested in communicating with Iapetus in any capacity that's not technically. I know my boundaries, but you are very nice to worry. I know you're not jealous because you do respect me, but don't make me worry. It's what I like about you. I know you're worried for me, not about me, and I appreciate that, but I do want to clarify things so you stop asking me about it, even though it is cute and I do appreciate it. Really. I'm not just saying that. Please don't hear that in a passive-aggressive voice. But I've been meaning to ask you this for a while. Is it okay that I believe in this? It's important to me that you understand that it's nothing to do with him, so I worry that means that you don't understand what it means to me. I don't believe humanity needs to be punished. I'm fine being human, but I think an important reminder is needed. Not alien in the sense of a foreign other that can bear all of our rage and hatred, but alien in the sense of casting our own features into relief. I think what we see as a result should shame us, but there are many things we need to see. You'll probably say you support me and believe in me. Thank you. But you'll also say that it means something to you too, and that's really why I love you. Aww. String of Pearls, Final Specifications, Iapetus Message Intercept, Celestial Mechanics Ship Self-Design. This is not what we talked about, not by a mile. You know I don't actually have a moral compass that does not revolve around what's cool, so coming from me, just know that it is my professional opinion that I'm not even sure this is cool anymore. Creating a theoretical matter is not even hard under laboratory conditions, and in space it's easy to sustain it. But the creation of exotic matter like electrotoxins can get really not fun if you aren't careful. Since you hate fun, I already know that's not what you're after, and you don't have to level with me or anything, that's fine. But I do want you to know that this thing is basically designed to degenerate as quickly as possible. The reactor tends toward diversion, and that will require a pilot I really would not want to meet, and a piloting style that no one should ever do. Eventually, it's going to drag the pilot down, and that's going to be really weird and ugly unless they are immediately destroyed. Clearly, you want that. I mean, you've said so. But if they're going to have so much fun, let me try to convince you that you should set a self-destruct in there. Maybe something cool will happen when she averts and the ship self keeps her anchored in space-time to mess everything up. If it's not, don't you want a backup option? Oof. Alright. Well, we definitely got a lot done today. I'm impressed how much longer Heaven Will Be Mine is than We Know the Devil. Because, like, even my first playthrough of We Know the Devil, I got through it, like, in one episode. So, I'm liking that there's more to this, and that it seems like there's probably going to be, like, a lot more to it once we start playing the other characters or leaning towards other factions. It's really interesting. Well, if you've been enjoying, and I hope you have, then please like, subscribe, and all the other usual YouTube garbage. Check down in the doobly-doo for links to places you can throw money my way, or follow me on Twitter, or whatever. And I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody!